If you're in retail sales and have an average ticket transaction over $800, then I'm going to show you 5 behaviors that'll help you close over 40% of cold prospects and capture $40,000 to $50,000 per week in sales. But before I do that, there's one simple reason why most sales professionals in this industry fail at it all. They blame all their low close rates and problem selling on either poor leads, market conditions, or economic factors. But the truth is, there are buyers in every market condition. People still want things no matter what is going on in the economy, and poor leads means you aren't qualifying them before you slam them with your sales pitch. Okay, here's proof that this actually works. These are going to be photos and screenshots I've taken from the most recent week and then a previous week. So what you're seeing right here is the most recent week where one of the sales professionals that I am working with, he's been closing between 30% and 77.8% with an average close rate of 51.4%. And then now you're going to see the week prior to that where he closes anywhere from 30% to 88.9%, giving an average close rate of 53.8%. So now what you see next is going to be an actual screenshot from all the sales professionals within this team. Some of them are a little bit less than this, but I want to show you just our top players in here. Our top players are anywhere from $22,000 a week closing all the way to $41,000 on this. And these are the ones who are absolutely crushing it with the 5 behaviors. The one at 40,000 is absolutely crushing it more than anybody else. Now what you're going to see next is going to be a whole week of sales professionals and what they're doing and closing over $400,000 in 1 week of sales. In 4 weeks, you're closing anywhere from $1 to $2 million per month. So this is absolute proof that if you follow the 5 behaviors in your retail space, you will absolutely get success from this. All right, so here are the 5 behaviors that'll transform everything you thought you could accomplish in selling to cold prospects who call you or walk into your retail business. The first one is seek. You have to be willing to seek out the customer. When it comes to 2 different things that most of us retail sales professionals get, we either get phone calls or we get people walking in to our establishment. The first one is phone calls. A lot of sales professionals skip answering the phone. They just figure, oh, I'm too busy to answer that right now. Or, I'll just let it go to voicemail and then I will call them back when it's convenient for them. What will happen is if you don't take the call, they'll just go to somebody else or call the second person that they had on their list to call. You might have been the first one, but if they figured you didn't answer, they're just going to call somebody else. The second thing is you will have people in your establishment. That means people walking around in the retail space that you're at. Doesn't matter if it's a big space or a small space, but there's somebody walking around. You have to be willing to go seek them out, not standing in place hoping that they will come to you. You have to find the courage in yourself to go out there and talk to them. So the second thing you need to be able to do is engage. But here's where I think a lot of sales professionals will kind of mess up the next step, which is that engagement part, is they don't open with the right way. They usually open up with something like, hey, how can I help you? And if you ask someone that when they come into the establishment, they're like, oh, I'm okay, I'm just looking around. And then what happens is they get that first no, and then they just move on. They'll maybe go find somebody else, or they'll go stand back at their desk, or they'll go on to tasking with something they were tasking with, versus opening up with an open-ended question that will get the customer speaking about their problems and what was the reason that they're there. And I have other videos on my channel that go over all of that, so make sure you're watching those. Now, the third thing is having a conversation. So if you open the right way, having just simple, meaningful conversations with the customer or the prospect who came in. Now, why are conversations important and why are they so integral to your success and the ability to close $40,000 to $50,000 is because of a simple Google study that was done that most people will spend 7 hours of research, but those 7 hours are absolutely the most critical thing. You might be coming in at the beginning of somebody's 7 hours, the middle or the end of somebody's seven hours, or you might just spend a whole enough time with somebody that will make up that whole 7 hours for them. Because remember, 7 hours is just a general number that they found people will go from researching something to actually purchasing. And I've seen it time and time again, that the more you spend time with the customer, the more time that you will get the opportunity to close the sale, which comes up to number 4. You have to be willing to spend time, shop with the customer, or give them a great deal level of service, because they're going to be spending their hard-earned money with you possibly, or somebody else, maybe your competitor. If you want them to spend money with you, you have to be willing to spend the time. And that means making up a portion of that 7 hours that they're going to put into it. Because a lot of times what I've seen when people come into the retail space I work at, they will absolutely have a great deal of research done. They've looked at reviews. They've looked at testimonials. They've looked at the manufacturer's website. They talk to their friends. They talk to their family who's had that product. All of that conversation, all of that research makes up that 7 hours. And once you have had great conversations with them, you've identified their problems, and you've really dug in and really found out what it is that they need, now you can do the last fifth thing, and that's make offers. Some sales professionals will just make maybe one offer, or they'll maybe help stack the offers. Making offers only comes at the end, and you have to be willing to do that. Most sales professionals fail because they don't make offers. They don't make enough offers. And you only can get to that fifth part only when you found out exactly what the problem is, and if your solution can align with their problem. If you do these 5, I will assure you that if you have a ticket size of at least $800 or more, you will close a great deal. More than 40% of your cold traffic that comes into your retail space. I assure you that it will happen for you, but you have to be willing to put those 5 behaviors in, repeat them, and get consistent with it. Now, if you want to see how this all is done in a script format, I have a video where I tear down one of my best scripts that I use, that I went from 17% close rate to an 83% close rate to cold traffic coming in. Then I was running to an ad that they came in, they booked a meeting with me, and then spent maybe about an hour with me in my establishment where I was able to close 83%. You want to watch that and get really good at that? Watch this video right here, and I'll see you in our next one.